afternoon, I want to take a moment and imagine being told that you couldn't get a credit card without your husband's approval, that your career options were limited to nurse, secretary, or teacher, and if you had a child, you had to quit your job. This wasn't centuries ago. This was in the 1960s. This was regular America. And today, I want to persuade you that the second wave of feminism wasn't just a historic moment, but it was a revolutionary turning point that redefined gender roles, empowered generations, and still demand our attention today. The second wave of feminism, spanning the early 60s to the early 80s, built on suffrage victories of the first wave, but this time it was bigger than that. It focused on workplace rights, reproductive rights, and education and equal inequality. What was a major spark? A major spark was the groundbreaking book by Betty Friedan, The Feminine Mystique, which called out what she described as the problem with no name. Women across the country recognized themselves in her words unfulfilled, unheard, and underestimated. Friedan wasn't alone. This wave brought together activists, scholars, and everyday women fight deeply against rooted systems of inequality. But why did this matter? The second wave forced major legal and cultural shifts. Now let me give you 3 powerful examples of this. And this is where I want to bring in my visual aid. Title IX, passed in 1972, banned sex discrimination in education. This law directly opened doors for women in education, schools, universities, and sports. And without this, there would be no Serena Williams, no Alex Morgan, or no Caitlin Clark. Roe versus Wade gave women legal access to reproductive rights, allowing them to make decisions about their own bodies. As noted by the Center for Reproductive Rights, reproductive freedom is essential for gender equality. These victories didn't end sexism, they forced the system to start listening. Critics often claim that the second wave was too radical or too white. And yes, early feminism movements often failed to represent all women equally. Women of color, the LGBTQ activists, and working class women had to fight to be seen. But even through its flaws, the second wave opened conversations about identity, intersectionality, and inclusion. And today, these issues haven't gone away. We're still debating reproductive rights, we're still fighting for equal pay, we're still challenging outdated gender roles. The wave didn't end, it just changed shape. So why does this matter to you? Because we often take for granted access to birth control, college athletics, job protections. These are all fruits of this movement. And in a world where those rights are under threat, we cannot let this history be forgotten. So I'll end with a quote from activist Gloria Steinem, one of the movement's fiercest voices. The truth will set you free, but it will piss you off. First, the second wave of feminism pissed off a lot of people, and that's exactly why it worked. So let's honor that legacy, not with nostalgia, but with action. Thank you.